Still torn cubes. Like the wing. Put it off. Put it off.
You've obviously got a very high reputation among your friends here, right? Off you go. I know that you find that very popular and so on, but in all sincerity, occasionally I do think that certain people need to learn where to draw the line. And you might think it's great fun to clap and applaud, fine, but I do think that for many of you, your eardrums have...
From the audience who was the first person from this group and from any group, I think, for a long, long time to have climbed Skiddaw. American noises that now creep into some of our audience participation and whooping and things like that, stop it now. Okay, it's not America. Right. We have a couple of awards that we've given. One for doormate or roommate from Bob.
Well, this is the tidiest room. We actually caught somebody on the second floor using a vacuum cleaner, believe it or not. So, doormate, where are you? There we go. There we go. A lot of competition for the luckiest room. We're not going to prize for that. Now, you might say, you might not know that our kitchen is below door 1. I don't know how Mr. Jackson did it, but it seems to me that all the people with the big feet must be in door 1. Big feet towards door 1, where are you, please? It's a bit more serious. Start at 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's a bit sad actually. There was Mr. Bennett, trying not to look nervous, going round looking for cigarettes, trying to stop his hands from shaking. Well, all the other laughing at him, because that was a bit wrong. So, for Mr. Bennett, special award from me.
Yeah.
Right. This one is for the Worker of the Week. Hands for together.
Yes, very impressed the other day when it was Joel's turn to vacuum the hall, and he said, could you please tell me where the vacuum cleaner is, miss? And he spent ages making us all move our feet and vacuuming underneath the tables. Very impressed. The good housekeeping was...
During the time she was ill, she was indeed very stoic, and she was a silent sufferer.
As we are very concerned about how he might turn out in the future. For us to ring someone else around.
My fault.
The person who is most likely to end up like Mr. Curly.
This one is a very special award for the most warm and vibrant camera person of the crew. Standing somewhere near the back, Miss Wayburn! Glamour Award. The young lady who, despite everything going against her, getting up at the crack of dawn, in some cases the crack of noon, having to climb mountains, board streams, walk around town, carry rucksacks, despite everything, every morning has appeared with immaculate makeup. This one is what's known as the Pajama Award.
Yes! There is a certain member of staff now we feel will never lose in Keswick. Because of the Pajama Award. Miss John.
You can easily guess what they are by the colour of the ribbon. It's pink for a girl. This award is to, and this is quite a serious one actually, this is for a young lady who, every single day we've all seen her, she has greeted us with a tremendous smile, always smiles, whatever goes on. This is a smiling award to Miss Leanne Hughes.
The school and Mr. Curley disappeared for several hours. A member of our team, a very vital, important member of our team, who was stranded in the middle of nowhere. It's a very long, complicated story. I won't go into it, but what the trip that should have taken half a dozen hours rolled into, how many was it? 23 through no fault of his own. Anyway, the person I'm talking about, of course, is Mr. Mockridge. He made it eventually, we're very glad he did. So the Better Late Than Never award goes to Mr. Mockridge.
This one is the Sweaty Palms Award. How do you go?
Today we had long and arduous climbs up Skiddaw Mountain, and we were all extremely tired and crawling most of the way on our hands and knees. But two people managed very romantically to hold hands all the way up.
Perseverance and Clark Award, which I know that you're awarding.
First night up to that thing. Ah, yes, yes. This is an award. Can you...
It's pink.
This is an award for someone who did it slowly but surely. Someone who showed a great courage and didn't give up in face of adversity, severe adversity. It was quite steep up there and quite exhausting that first night. We'd like to present it to Nicola Reed.
Because you stood out the shop.
This is what's known as a Married Couple Award.
This one goes to the only geography teacher I know who regularly teaches in my department and knows a bit about rocks and keeps on banging away with his hammers.
Woo!
And Mrs. Thomas.
It really is a delight to be back here. Keswick, yes. It's a delight to be back here once again, and at the awards evening. I think it must be about the 8th or 9th year that we've had these awards, and obviously I'm glad to see that the tradition of being very serious about these things is carrying on. And in this vein, we have taken a dozen hats around with us, most of the places, only more than once. But somebody has had appropriate headgear at all times. And in fact, his headgear has been the runs of most of the people on Derwent Water's trip. So the hottest headgear of the Weir Award, Andy Wickham. Is. Just in case you don't, he's a steeplejack who specialises in demolishing tall chimneys. Now we had one person who couldn't find any tall chimneys, but he demolished just about everything else he could find. Actually spend most of their time giggling. And so we awarded them the Giggling Grannies of Gillacoon Shield. And it's a joint prize. I'm afraid we couldn't really split them, so we thought that they could share this. So Chris and Wayne and I've been most impressed throughout the cleanliness of most of our people. They've certainly washed their hair more times than I can remember. You might have noticed the fragrant odours that came from us as we came in. But we had to decide. After having very, very close discussions, my wife and I decided that the Head and Shoulders awards for the most washed hair during the week had to go to Leanne and to Matthew. Yeah! Thanking us for the service that we've been giving to British Telecom. The calls between Derwent Water and Keswick have reached all-time highs. British Telecom, in fact, are thinking of putting a special satellite link next year just to cover the communication between the two hospitals. Thank you. And we're making apparently an extra bonus issue on Telecom shares. So thank you, Mr. Jackson, for your efforts there. The Postal Workers Union also sent us a letter as well. Yes. You'd be amazed. Derwent Water have never had so much post as this week. In fact, it's all been for one person. And so we thought we had better have something to say. More serious awards, of course, and I had to select people who've been the best at sorting out their minerals from their fossils, and I'm very relieved that people did know what the difference between the fossil and the mineral was. And so the special geology awards go to Marcus, Blease and Darren Vedex. Square. I'll tell you what that fossil is. The feature of geology is that fossils are often named after dead geologists. In the course of our studies, we were very pleased to discover that there was one particular famous geologist who hasn't had a fossil named after him yet. And believe it or not, his name is Professor J. Green. Now, the Field Sketch Award for the person who took the longest time to draw the best field sketches was Mark Gunnell, so he comes up. We've been quite amazed at the way in which one particular person in our team has played pool. She seems to have managed to beat more people than we actually knew we had on the team at Derbywater. She's actually beaten everyone on the other team at the other school, I believe. So Helen, perhaps you'd like to know. Very quickly to the end of our awards. One particular occasion had to be recognised. This afternoon we had rather, or this morning we had rather a sad occasion because as we were walking up the fell, some of our boys discovered there was a sheep. Broken its leg and was very poorly sick. It had been attacked by crows and various other things, so they had to deal with that. They dealt with it very well, and we think we ought to recognise that. So we thought we'd get them a sheep each, which actually rubs things out, so it's useful as well. So this is the Hill Sheep Rescue Team Award, and it goes to Jason, Andy and Chris.
Some of you may have heard a terrific amount of noise going on outside earlier on. That was our hugely contested Trivial Pursuit Challenge, which was won by Dormitory 4 plus Helen, if they'd like to come and collect their prizes.
Back here, if you mind, please. Yeah, I'm there.
This is the Castaway of the Week Award.
This is a great one. This is earlier in the week we decided we'd actually go out on some dinghies. Now, Mr. Jackson, managed to organise a cut price fare. However, one person in this room decided he would hitchhike. So the boat pulled in, down, went over the side of the people organising the boats, and he got on. He met us in the middle, and Mr. Jackson pointed out to him quite rightly that he couldn't obviously go back to the jetty like that because Mr. Jackson said there were only 10 people overall using the boats. So what do we say?
Well, what happened was that the crew members that were kindly taking Marcus for this little ride, jaunt on the lake, decided to take him back to the shore. But what they noticed and Marcus didn't was that the shore that they took him back to was the shore of an island. Marcus got off and started running towards where he thought he could come out of Friars of Christ, but he found water in between, and we saw the lone figure. Help! His kindly friends, in fact, came and got him, and I think Marcus was quite relieved, especially when he ended up not having to pay anything for this marvellous experience. So Marcus, Mr. Curley and myself have got this little award for you.
Don't know is that I have booked hospital for an extra week, so you'll all have to make your own arrangements.
This is the Matadors Award. I think this Wayne has a word to say about this.
This award, this is the Matadors Award. It was it's been awarded rather for extreme cowardice in the face of a herd of cows. Been given to Ben Waldron and Damon Ben.
This is the Earring of the Year Award. And I want it here to get to the...
What we'd like to call the Subtlety Award, because we know just how subtle Mr. Curley is.
This one is the award, Mr. Jackson Award. It's the Maturity Award.
This is for somebody who has excelled themselves during the whole week by their sensible approach, and it's not Mr. Thomas. I think in fact the recipient may even have taken a temporary leave of here, but it's a person who, by her approach to work, relationships with yourself, relationships with staff, she's put up with a bit of stick from various people and has taken it like a true woman.
This one is an award known just as the Travellers Award. Mr. Bennett's going to deal with it.
This one is a great question award. You all know that. As the week progresses, we get more and more time, and you suddenly they come down later and later for breakfast. But there's one person who's in our party this week who has, in the additional problem of getting to breakfast on time, and here on time. So, for long distance travelling, or relatively long distance travelling, I'd like to award the Travellers Award to Helen Gordon.
Very special award. There are numerous people, I dare to say, in this audience who could get this award, but I didn't see them. But this is the Fagash Lil Award. It's being awarded to Mr. Bennett. Award. Miss Waitman, you know about this? Sherpa Award.
Hint in there.
Whenever help was needed, it was often during the week, was prepared to take video for me. A number of people volunteered their services, and the services were gratefully received on that front because it gets quite heavy after a while. But the person who seemed most generous with their offers of help was Russell Young Girl.
When we went to Grange and he decided to go swimming, we found to his horror he'd put his brother's trousers in the bag. So, Carol, could you please come up, Daniel Long? This is for a certain gentleman who was trying to baffle doctors, was it broken or was it not? And it was for Stuart McFarlane for the Sun Award.
This is a special award. I wonder if you can guess who this person is. It's the Mountain Goat Award. Mr. Bennett will explain.
The other day we did a walk up to Orangutan. We went up quite tough way. Very steep way. Very steep indeed. It took us about an hour, at least an hour to get to the summit. Now before we set off, about half a mile setting off, Mr. Jackson was forced to return to the coast. Now it took us an hour to get to the top, And he set off about 3/4 of an hour afterwards, yet he still managed to arrive at the summit about 5 minutes afterwards. How he did it, I don't know. He must have run it. I know he's a very fit man. No, I can play squash.
New possible breakfast.
Who risked an awful lot this week. She has done something she knows that when she gets back, her parents are going to kill her for. During the first day, she was suffering with pain on either side of her head. Bravery awards, legal means.
Now, there is one award for which I unfortunately do not know the identity. This afternoon he struck again. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is.
You asked me this one.
Right? However, should he decide to own up, I have one for the Phantom Fiddler. Jimmy Abbott. There we are. Thank you. This particular award is the most favourite by Broad Staff. This is the one known as Thy Tiny Hand is Frozen Award. Mr. Jackson and I wish to have a couple of words about this one.
Well, every year there are water, and there are some people, and every year there are some people that start off getting wet, and usually by the end of the week they've got sick and tired of water and they don't want to see any more of it. And in Keswick, of course, normally when we have our field trip up here, we get a lot of rain, so we get it not only in the rivers but also from above. Now, this particular person seems to have increased their liking for water. Now, in the first day or two, that seems to be all right. They volunteered straight away to get in the lake, in the river, do some measurements, and on a couple of occasions went beyond what we would say was the normal call of duty. In fact, became somewhat alarmingly disobedient on one occasion and could have got seriously hurt. I think that his backside was rather badly injured.
Right. On the second day, said gentleman, fell in the water and he jumped in. He walked in up to his head and dived and fell over. He had brought a change of clothes, he wasn't that stupid. But while he was in the water, he was beginning to say, God, it's cold! His fingers were turning blue, and he even dared to suggest that it wasn't just his feet. Something else was getting, if not blue, certainly frozen. Something else just a little thing. I think it's a bit too big, but it's a willy warmer.
concerned, and I've got several things to do, in fact, on your behalf. The first one, I think Bob will say that you have been people who have eaten extremely well during the week. I think there have been less food, there's been less food left over than ever before. I've heard less complaints. Every year there's somebody who says that they don't like this or they don't like that. And some people here may think it, but they haven't actually said much this week. And an awful lot of people have said how they've liked the food, they've liked the hostel, they've got on very well. I think it's just right for Thurstable School. And they've appreciated all the hard work that goes in to getting you the breakfast, at lunch, the evening meal, running the hostel in such a way that we don't have any concerns at all over that side of things. Now, if it weren't for us being at a decent hostel, where those things are organised properly, then we couldn't do field work away from the school. So on your behalf, Bob, thank you. Right, the last thing I would like to say, and I'm sure you will all agree with me, that you could not be here if it were not the team of staff that have agreed a long time ago to come up to Keswick with me and help me run the field trip. You could not have your field course if it were not for them. These staff are very carefully picked from the long list of people who would love to come. No, I'm joking there. In fact, in many cases it's quite difficult to persuade staff to come away. And there are staff who say to me and to my colleagues here, you must be mad. Well, we don't think we are. We think that there's a heck of a lot to be got out of this kind of thing. We hope that the work that you do at the end of it justifies all the effort that we put into it, and also that it's a week that you will remember for other reasons as well. Now, on your behalf, I've just got a little thank you card which I'd like to give to all the members of staff that are here. Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you very much, Julia. Somewhat sadly now, that we have to think of the administration for sorting out at the end. But I would thank you, I think on behalf of the staff, for being, with one night to go, I'll say that seriously, one night to go, being a good group, we've enjoyed being with you, and hopefully helping you get a decent week's field work in. We hope that we've been able to provide facilities for you all to get your work done properly. And today especially, for many of you, to do that little bit extra that you'll remember. So, thank you as well.
Now, before you go on, Mr. Jackson, can I just interrupt you for a second? I'd like to thank you on behalf of the staff and for the pupils in organising this. It is a mammoth, absolutely mammoth task. You wouldn't believe the work that goes into it. Mr. Jackson, the best of times, is a very busy man, yet he makes time to organise it, to make this possible. So I think we all owe him. is, I can't do it in a way. Wafers. I've been practicing. And here we go. Yapers.
With the dough went forth to people